So hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. It is Tyiece here, and I am sharing a story that happened last month and I didn't get around to share it until now. And when it happened, I was so amazed that I was like, I have to share this story with you guys. You know how much I love manifestation stories and synchronicities and all that beautiful yummy stuff. So yeah, I have been expanding my consciousness more to the point where I trust more into my guidance system, my intuition, my higher self, instead of just going based upon logic. So yeah, I've been shifting over into that space more, and I've been playing around with it, with just finding places like when I'm out, if I want smoothie, instead of thinking about where I think smoothie may be, just feel my way to it. Like, okay, where do I feel most excited to go right now? What street is most exciting to turn on? This street or that street? That is basically what I mean. So yeah, it was Valentine's Day, and I wanted to get my fiance a tea maker. I'm not sure if you guys familiar with tea maker. It's like when you put the loose tea in the strainer and it makes tea. Instead of a tea bag, it's with loose tea, and yeah, it basically makes tea. So yeah, so I know how much he loves tea, and he loves teavanna, and he hadn't had it for years. So a week before that, I was in the mall and I seen the teavanna store, and I actually thought of getting him something, but I didn't. And that is the only, I think that is the only place teavanna is at in Miami that I am aware that it's at, like, and it's like really far. It's like an hour away. So on Valentine's Day, I was like, I want to get him some teavanna tea, and I was like, I know I can manifest this day. I know I can find it this day. I had no idea where this tea could be. Absolutely no idea. The only place I knew of was a mall called Aventura that was an hour away, like I said earlier. So I just went within, I quieted my mind, and I just visualized the tea, and then I let it go. And then after that, I was like, where do I feel most excited to go right now? What feels, I was letting my feeling draw this tea in, and it was so amazing. So the first thing that came to mind was Starbucks. And then I was like, Starbucks, my logical mind was in the way. It was like, Starbucks sells coffee. Why would Starbucks have teavanna tea, loose tea? Starbucks is all about coffee. So I was like, I have to let go of the logical mind. I have to, quiet the ego and the logical mind that thinks it's always right, because the logical mind goes based on memory most of the time and experience, previous experiences, whereas your higher self doesn't go off of those stuff. So it may seem crazy when the idea shoots into your mind. So Starbucks came to mind. So I started thinking of which Starbucks. So the closest Starbucks to me was at a mall called Sunset Place. It was like 15 minutes away. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Sunset Place. But my logical mind started getting away. So I got on the train, and as the train approached Sunset Place, I went with my feeling again. I was like, does it feel right to get off at Sunset Place? So as the train approached the Sunset Place stop, it didn't feel right. What felt more right, what felt more exciting and more easy to do was go to Target. The next stop was the Target stop, which is Dayland North. It's called Dayland North. So as soon as I got off at the Target stop, I felt drawn to go into Bath and Body Works. So I went in there. There was no tea strainer, and I didn't expect to find any tea. So I went in Target, and my logical mind just kept nagging at me. There's not gonna be any teavanna in Target, silly. Why are you going in there? But I was like, I have to quiet it. I'm going to trust my higher self, and I'm going in Target to see what's in there. So as I went in Target, something magical just happened. It was so incredible. I just walked in Target, and it was like 10 steps. I completely forgot Starbucks was in Target. I took like 10 steps and there was Starbucks right at the front in the Target on the left side. So as soon as I went in there, when I looked to the left, I just zoomed into the teavanna can. It was so magical. I was like, oh my goodness. It was me just following my guidance system, following that gut feeling, my intuition, my higher self, which is also the translation of spirit. And I just zoomed in and there was teavanna, and the words are so small, but because I was so in tune with it, because I was vibrated at the frequency to rendezvous with it, I just zoomed into the little words. And this is how the can looked. It was so incredible. I was just blown away. I never used it in such a short period of time for something that was such a big deal, like getting him to skip on this exact day. It was Valentine's Day and I had to get it, and I didn't know anywhere where it could be. I just went off my feeling, went off, you know, what felt right, and I just rendezvoused with it. This was the first thing I seen as soon as I entered Target. This was the first item that popped out to me. It was incredible. Look how small these letters are. That is what popped out of the whole store, out of the entire store. That popped out. I never seen this before. I would have never thought Starbucks would carry this, and I completely forgot that Starbucks was in Target. Like, I would never think to go to Target to go to Starbucks. I never went to Starbucks in Target. So that was so powerful. And I'm thinking, I'm like, if I can do it for a tea, if I can do it for this, imagine like all the other things I can do it for. Just going off that gut feeling, just following my emotional guidance system, asking myself what feels good to do right now, and just letting go of that logical mind, stop letting it get in my way. And yeah, I was just so amazed. I see why Bashar, one of my spiritual teachers, always says the higher self is in the mountaintop and can see down into the valley, whereas the logical thinking mind is in the valley and it only have, you know, a limited view of what it can see. So if the higher mind is on the mountaintop and it keeps telling the logical mind you have to turn left, and the logical mind won't know why it has to turn left. The logical mind will be like, why do I have to turn left? This is the fastest way to where I'm going. But the higher mind can see a roadblock. I love that analogy. And when I did that with this, that just proves the power of following your higher self and going off of that intuition, that feeling of excitement. What feels most exciting and easy to do right now? And I've been doing that with so many other things. I've been practicing it, and I want to apply it to even greater things that I would love to bring to fruition, that I would love to perceive. So yeah, that is my story for this week. I just love it. It was so powerful, so amazing. I hope that, you know, you learn something out of this, which is to follow your excitement, follow your joy. The excitement and joy you feel is the translation of the vibration of your true self that knows all things and that can see everything, and that will lead you to whatever it is you need. And I plan on, you know, using this throughout my life and other life experiences. For me, I like to start with, you know, what we consider more smaller things that's more believable in our consciousness. And as you expand, as you gain trust with the smaller things, then you can expand to even bigger and bigger and bigger, and it'll become easier and easier and easier to believe those things. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so grateful and honored to be able to share this story with you guys, and I loved it so much. I just love it. It was so incredible in such... Okay, I will see you guys next week. Bye bye.